Hispanic Lifestyle is pleased to present our 2021 Surviving to Thrive business listing, Latino LA.
Abelardo de la Peña Jr. I'm born and raised here in Southern California of immigrant parents from Jalisco, Mexico. And I'm a communicator and an explainer and a motivator and a helper. I've been in communications, either journalism, public relations, advertising, and in this case, digital media for a good 30 plus years. And one of my really dreams from a young teenager on, or very, interest was in newspapers and magazines and wanting to know more about the world, but more about my world as a Latino, as a Mexican American, with virtually no startup costs. It was all self-funded. After a few months, just pulling our own finances. We've got a small office in downtown LA, and but the big break we got was receive a pretty sizable advertising sponsorship for a year with a local ad agency for Lincoln Mercury cars, which brought in a sizable amount of money to allow us to rent out this office and to start moving things forward. Bringing in somebody to help us out in building the website itself. But just to backtrack a bit, the reason why I wanted to first of all start this magazine, because I saw very little Latino byline.
Mr. Tortilla.
Alcazar. I'm COO of Mr. Tortilla. I handle the day-to-day operations and handle our e-commerce growth.
Hey, my name is Anthony Alcazar. I'm the president of Mr. Tortilla. I handle everything that Ronald doesn't, and I'm also one of the co-founders, like me and my brother co-founded Mr. Tortilla in 2012. So Richard, in 2012, when Ronald was graduating from UCLA, I told him, it's everyone's, I think, dream to have a family business. I said, hey, we should start a business together, right? Instead of you going out and working the workforce, let's start a business together. And we decided to start a tortilla company, but we needed someone with a lot of experience in manufacturing and food. And so my father, with over 40 years of experience at the time, was the perfect candidate. So we asked him to come join us and to help us and guide us, and he did.
There's a lot that we learned, and it was very, very important kind of to our development, that time that we spent, where we just weren't making money and that we were struggling. But, a lot of things difficult lessons that we had to learn, we learned during that time, and kind of it prepared us for now. And so I'd always just, I'd suggest that regardless of the struggle that you're in, you kind of be mindful of that like there is something to learn here and you are developing, even if it just seems like it's just so difficult.
Christina's Angels.
Hello, my name is Christina Zepeda, and I am the CEO/owner of Christina's Angels. And we are a staffing company that provides services for medical staffing, janitorial staffing, as well as moving staff. I just want to backtrack a little bit to 2019 to let people know that, I had an instance where I actually was at a meeting and my car got repossessed. That's how bad 2019 was for me. I barely grossed 26,000, I think it was, and my take home was 12,000. So pre-pandemic was already horrible for me. And I was crying. I went off of Facebook for about a year because I was crying. I was depressed. And I was like, how am I going to make it again? So then when the pandemic hit, it was very slow the first quarter. And I just couldn't believe, like, here I go again, I'm going to have another 2019. But what ended up happening was all those seeds that I had planted over the years started blooming, actually. So during the pandemic, everybody needed janitorial services more than ever. And I ended up researching, got certified with the World Health Organization for COVID cleanings and everything, got the machines, all of that stuff, and started marketing myself. And then everybody was moving because everybody's like losing their jobs and, freaking out. And then, medical staff now is in a higher demand than ever. So now even more people need, medical staff. So my business in 2020 grossed over 200,000 compared to 2019. Yes. And I want people to understand, though, I moved back to my parents' house over this past 10 years. I can't even tell you how many times I moved out, then I had to move back. There was a point I didn't even have a bed. And I have pictures that I will post. I didn't have a bed for a year and a half. I donated my bed to somebody. And then when I did have the money to buy my bed again, I said, I don't want to do that until I pay people back that I owe, and until I have enough reserves set aside that my business can continue to go.
DARROW'S New Orleans Grill.
Hello, my name is Norwood J. Clark Jr. I'm one of the partners of DARROW'S New Orleans Grill in Carson, California. We started back in 1988 manufacturing confections for all the Nordstroms in California, Oak Brook, Illinois, Minneapolis, Neiman Marcus in Beverly Hills. And we also used to bake for Starbucks, and we made products for Gelson's, for Bristol Farms, and for Ralph's. So we are a first generation family business. I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. My family once cooked for the world-renowned Commander's Palace in the famed Garden District. They trained Paul Prudhomme, they trained M. Lagasse, and I used to work for the Hilton family in New Orleans as well. In a past life, I was an engineer for ABC Television, so I worked in the entertainment business for over 13 years. And I've always had a fascination or fixation to be an entrepreneur. And we looked at several different concepts, and we settled on being in the candy manufacturing business. We morphed from the candy, and we opened our first retail store in Mid-City, Los Angeles, right after the Northridge earthquake, February 4th of 1994, called Uncle Darrow's Cajun Creole Eatery. A lot of the celebrities from Sony Pictures, Culver Studios, Fox Studios, Paramount, all used to come through there. Then we opened our second location in Marina Del Rey, California, and we're in the marina for 16 years. People from all over the world eating there. And then we opened our third concept, we opened a new concept called DARROW'S New Orleans Grill. We are the first fast casual Cajun Creole eatery with a full bar. At that particular time, when we opened, not even in New Orleans, they had a concept like that. And what we specialize in, we don't cook with any pork products. Everything is chicken, turkey, or seafood. All of our seafood is farm-raised and grain-fed. And not only that, you don't have to get everything fried, you can also get it grilled. One thing about Louisiana-style cooking, the food tastes good, it'll kill you. So, because we don't believe in moderation. So, and if you look at the landscape of New Orleans in particular, you had the Choctaw Indians, you had the Africans, you had the Portuguese Spaniards, you had the French, you had the Italian, you had the Germans, and the Irish. So all of our DNAs is intertwined in our product. One thing that we call our place, we call DARROW'S New Orleans Grill, welcome to Darrow's World, because in Darrow's World, we all are connected. We tell folks that we don't do customers, we do family. And I tell folks that one of the greatest divide that we have in this world is pigmentation and ethnicity. At the end of the day, we're all the same. And so we try to convey that not only through our product, but also through our service by giving you premium service, because you can go anywhere for good food. But to go someplace where people truly love and appreciate you, that's a great honor.
PORTO'S Bakery and Cafe.
Started back in 1976 by my mother. And then my father, later on, was just able to afford to pay me salary, told him to quit his job. And my sister, Margarita, my brother, Raul, and myself, we worked for them while we were going to school. We were going to be doing this for a living. We were supposed to be doctors, lawyers, and that's what immigrants want their kids to do. They want them to work less hard at physical jobs, and they want them to get an education. So we all got an education. I have a master's from UCLA, my brother from a business degree, my sister an accounting degree. But the thing that happened was that all the while we were going to school, we were also working with our parents. So without meaning to, we kind of fell in love with the business. And by the time we finished school and we wanted to start looking for jobs, we looked at each other and we say, I mean, this is a gold mine here. The two immigrants are folding up with our help. Just let's concentrate. We got something great going on. We fell in love. We had a passion for the business, and that when we graduated is when we decided to come on board full time. And that's when the plan started to go from a mom and pop to something bigger, to an expansion, not only real estate wise, but also the venue itself. Starting with 5 days, then going to 10, and then developing to 20, trying to accommodate, now that we were on Brand Boulevard, all those people that were working in the building across from us. So it was like a demand and supply. There was a demand, and we were smart enough to jump on that and start developing, making the Cuban sandwiches and all the other stuff that came later. We started one step at a time, one sandwich at a time, regular coffee versus espresso and all the stuff that we do now. And we have a full coffee bar. We sell tons of coffee, and we're very proud of our coffee. But at the beginning, it was just one step at a time, baby steps.
Congratulations to all of our 2021 Surviving to Thrive business honorees.